Welcome to another Ariaswave update. Okay, so we're looking at gold here, and there has been a change of account due to the break of the previous support mentioned. Now, this can only be one thing from here on out. It's basically we're in a wave two correction. So it does appear that gold may be getting ready for a huge dump after all. Okay, because the only thing that can happen from here is a correction. Okay, because it's the time for this thing to move higher has come and gone, and unfortunately this is a zigzag still in progress at the moment. So one thing leads to another. The wave V truncation didn't mean anything in the end. It just basically meant that it just never made a new low during that flash crash. It just didn't push a tiny bit underneath that a little bit more. So at the end of the day, there's no other pattern that can come after this beside a 1, 2, 3, all the keep going high back to the highs. But instead, we're looking at a AB pattern. Okay, so how do you trade this AB pattern? Well, in my opinion, it's already time to short this thing. Now, depending on how um, well you know the waves, you can short it from the end of wave E, which is probably here, if not a bit higher, depending on the price action from this point. I do think that the E wave in there is a complete 5 waves in there. Therefore, I don't think that there's anything more going on in terms of upside. So if I just drill into the 5 minutes so we can just have a quick look at this, right? So a few things to look for when you're looking for a 5 wave completed move is typically when you get the 5th wave that's sort of getting a bit sluggish compared to wave 3. I do believe that that's an indication that that is the end of that move. Wave 1 and 2 was very like sharp and short, wave 2, whereas wave 4 kind of expanded to the upside like this, and then basically that opened the door for wave 5. So no rules broken there. Wave 1 is the shortest, wave 3 and 5 similar in length, and wave 5 does look to be weaker. So although a lot of the times you get 50% 0.618 retracements in zigzags, this is not always the case. It doesn't always pull back that far. That's why we just keep an eye on the waves. So at this point in time, as a short position, like I said, if you're uh, if you're convinced that this is the high of this B wave correction, then you can just short it with a stop just above that level and target what I believe is 1710, the same length as wave A, to the downside. Okay, so we're going to get another move lower, this time for wave C in brackets for wave B, and then after that we should see some kind of bounce happen around roughly that area that probably will take us all the way back up to the previous wave 4 high at 1918. So that's pretty much it for this particular update. We did break that critical support, which made me have to consider that gold is probably going to go down harder than I thought, and everything is based on the waves. So if the waves tell me that something's not right, well, something's not right. Okay, you can't always be too bearish, you can't always be too bullish. You've got to be able to change your analysis based on your wave count and interpretation, whether it was invalidated or not. Okay, so yeah, this whole move, this whole wave one that started in August last year all the way down to basically August this year was just a wave one, and now we need to see a full correction before we continue lower. So it is going to just take some time for that to happen. But whenever there's these range bound moves, it just presents more opportunity to make small swing trades here and there based on basically just the ups and downs of these choppy corrective patterns when they occur, right? But once the correction ends, I think things are going to get a bit more sharper to the downside. So as much as we'd like to admit or speculate that gold is a crisis hedge, unfortunately, the evidence is now pointing to gold being just as vulnerable as everything else. So I suppose we'll just keep an eye on it and get ready to deal with whatever's coming down the pipe in the not so distant future. So yep, at the moment gold short, temporary short within a range bound market. So hopefully you found this video interesting and informative. Thank you for watching.